Hey everyone, it's Chris Hurtado here again with another video. Today's Saturday, so that means if you watched my previous video, the theme for today is going to be the double feature weekend. What that means is I'll pick two films that I think that would work well with double features, and it'll cover for both a Saturday and a Sunday if you're watching and if you want to follow those double features. I know we're starting off the channel this way now, and I think it's going to work out best for the future. So, like I said, for double feature, the double feature weekend, I picked two films that I thought that related well, not only because of their coming-of-age stories, but also because the director both the directors are spouses, and they're actually two of my favorite directors in like Hollywood now. Both of their films have to do with themselves growing up, and they're also about kind of damaged families in a way, in more of like a comical way. Those films are Noah Baumbach's The Squid the Whale, which I have here on Criterion. I absolutely love this film. And then the second film is his wife Greta Gerwig's debut picture film for directing. She starred in other Noah Baumbach films. It's her film Lady Bird, which was released in 2017. And Squid the Whale was released in 2005. So both these films, they both are very personal stories for both directors. Noah in Squid the Whale, he said, is kind of a personal film for him and how he grew up with his brother and his divorced parents. And then Lady Bird is about Greta Gerwig. She said it's not really based on her life. It's like based on the life she wished she had growing up when she was in Sacramento. So kind of different in a way, but very similar nonetheless. So let's start with Squid the Whale since it was released first. So Squid the Whale, released in 2005 by Noah Baumbach. Some of his other films, if you've watched before, there's like, While We're Young, Greenberg. Before this, I believe he made Kicking and Screaming. But this film is probably one of his best, besides maybe Frances Ha. This film garnered a Best Original Screenplay nomination when it was first released. And it's about two brothers, starred by Jesse Eisenberg and Owen Klein. They grow up in a dysfunctional family who's on the verge of divorce. Both their parents are Jeff Daniels and Laura Lindley. They're both very selfish and self-absorbed authors, and they don't get along at all, and they pick and choose little nitpicking fights and try to convince the kids to join them once they divorce. And it chronicles Jesse and Owen's story of going from each different household and how it affects them. It's kind of a sad movie, but it's also very it's very funny at times. It's kind of dramatic, like not overly dramatic, but it's like dramatic too. Like it's very entertaining in that way. It has actually one of the Baldwin twins. I think it's William Baldwin, not 100% sure. I probably should. Either way, he's a huge tennis player in the movie, and it's kind of fun to see. But yeah, I mean, it takes place in the 80s in Brooklyn, and you could kind of tell that it's a very dated movie. It's shot on Super 16, and it's a good story. I think also one of the best things about both these films, but especially Squid the Whale, is their endings are kind of like cliffhangers in a way. And what I mean by that is the main character has a resolution, but it's not it's not a solving resolution. It's kind of just like a minor resolution. So there would be more to come that the audience doesn't know, but kind of can only hope for. Same thing with Jesse Eisenberg in this, and same thing with Lady Bird at the end. And speaking of Lady Bird, let's move on to that one. Lady Bird was released in 2017, and when this film was released, it got so much positivity, which was great for me to hear. It was 100%. I think it might still be 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. And I took my girlfriend to go see it, and she thought it was a little sad, but I was so entertained by it. It was it was kind of sad, but it was also like uplifting. It was very honest and endearing, which I really enjoyed. I thought Greta knocked it out of the park with this film, especially it being her debut directorial film. And it says on the slipcover too, it was the best reviewed movie of all time on Rotten Tomatoes. I don't know if that's still currently held by Lady Bird, but at the time it was a big deal. So, and this one actually has the has a slipcover with it. You know, same thing. But yeah. Anyway, Lady Bird. It's about a girl named Christine who goes by the name Lady Bird, and it's her last semester of senior high school, and she's applying for schools in New York because she wants to go where the artists are, and she wants to live this very bourgeois lifestyle in comparison to her boring small community Sacramento town. And you know, Lady Bird is different than everyone else. She's very she likes to be in plays. She likes to get into trouble, do mischief from time to time, and you know, she's just a very relatable character, which I very much enjoy. And much like Jesse Eisenberg's character in Squid the Whale, her parents do not. There goes Squid the Whale. They don't get along very well. They're not divorced like in Squid the Whale, but they argue because they come from different backgrounds, and I don't know why, but the film just really connected with me and how I grew up with my parents. I love my mom and dad, but you know, there was like the little small arguments that they would have. I very much related to because I probably had, and maybe you as an audience had those same kind of conversations with your parents growing up. And it also talks about her relationship with her siblings, much like her Jesse Eisenberg's relationship with Owen Klein in Squid the Whale. And at the, like I said, Lady Bird, she just wants to leave town, and you know, along the way it's not easy. It's kind of bumpy. She engages in two relationships, one with Lucas Hedges and then one with Timothée Chalamet. But it's not really about their relationships with Lady Bird. It's just mostly about like experiences. And same thing with Squid the Whale. Jesse Eisenberg dates a girl or two, and it's not even about that. It's kind of about the character and how they act around that significant other and how it influences them to change and see things differently. And both characters in both movies go through very dramatic changes. And it does it so flawlessly, which is great. I think Lady Bird, and when compared to, let me pick that up, Squid the Whale, I feel like Lady Bird is a little more accessible. I think it's a more easier film to get into and enjoy. Where Squid the Whale, it's a very well-made film. I think because of the way it's shot and the characters, I feel like maybe audiences aren't going to be so excited to hop into Squid and the Whale. I think for let alone maybe just seeing early Jesse Eisenberg and seeing Jeff Daniels probably give one of his best performances would be worth the price of watching this film. I think this film is a little more, it's a rated R film. I think it deserves it more than maybe Lady Bird. Not because it's violent, but just some of the subject matter is a little more intense. But I hope to see Lady Bird get the treatment of Criterion like Squid and the Whale. But, I definitely think Lady Bird is debatably the better film. It definitely got more Oscar attention than Noah Baumbach did. And, when it comes to both these films, I just love both of them very much. I enjoy both filmmakers. They're like indie films that are very honest and relatable, and that's why I love them so much. And I think they would be perfect for like a lazy weekend if you have nothing better to do. If you're off work and you're in your apartment by yourself, pop both these films in and do a comparison. And then maybe you might be interested in going into both their filmographies, which are interlinked, which is a quote from Blade Runner 2049. And you'll notice, hey, I really like the Noah Baumbach, and I really love Greta Gerwig. So, hopefully these films, which are debatably their most popular films, will push you into maybe getting into their filmographies. I think you'd very much enjoy them, much like I have and my roommate Seth. Okay, well, that was the first video of my double feature weekend, Lady Bird and Squid the Whale. I hope you learned a few things about them, and I hope it encouraged you to maybe go out and visit both these films. But like I said, every day, I won't post a video every day, but every time I post a video on that certain day, you will know the theme for it. I think the next video I'll post is probably going to be on Tuesday. And like I said in the last video, I'll say it again, this Tuesday is going to be top fives. So that'll be interesting. I have an Xmas Christmas type of video theme for it. So I'm really looking forward to doing that. And we might have some new people on the channel for it. So also, you reach out and grab them. I'm going to start this new thing where you like or comment or subscribe on my channel, I'm going to go ahead and start giving away these free digital codes. They do work. There'll be free gifts for viewers. If you go ahead and drop a comment that's maybe, resourceful and, put some thought into it, and if you give just a like or even subscribe, I'll put that into consideration to hand out 2 digital codes. Maybe it won't be 2 every time. It'll be maybe 1 at least. But I have a bunch of digital codes that are just sitting around, so maybe I'll give a few giveaways for it. And the first 2 are going to be for The Last Jedi, which is actually the 4K, and the next one is Love, Simon on Blu-ray. So both fantastic films as well. But yeah, these have been the Hertastic reviews. I've been having a lot of fun doing this channel, and that was the first double feature weekend. I hope everyone enjoyed. Anyway, I'm signing off. Thanks for watching.